Hi, I'm John DeVore. Welcome to the channel. One of the videos that I have in my head that I'm working on is the second rant video. And that one's going to be a little bit of a rant around the block of subjectivity versus objectivity and this misguided impression that if someone throws up a few graphs or lists a bunch of numbers, that all of a sudden a matter in audio is somehow settled. And the misleading allure of, evidence. And so this is really just a teaser about that. And the teaser is going to be a thought experiment. And the thought experiment introduces our three characters, Pedro, Lisa, and Cliff. Pedro, Lisa, and Cliff decided that they were going to compete in the Convenient Stereotypes triathlon, which was a month away. And in order to train for the triathlon, they agreed that they would run for 5 miles every other day. Now, I'm the kind of person who would never even dream of training for a triathlon or any sort of sporting event like that. And so if running for 5 miles every other day is not the right way to train for a triathlon, please forgive that element of the story. It has nothing to do with anything else. So they get together on Saturday for their first run. And they are going to run every other day for an entire month, 4 weeks. They run on Saturday, then they run again on Monday. On the route of their run, there is a little garden with a beautiful fountain in it. And as they run by on Monday, they notice that there is a yoga class going on. About a dozen people with mats and stretchy clothes doing their yoga positions. They notice the class again on their next run and on their next run. But then on the second week of their running, they don't see the class at all. Then on the third week, they see the class again 3 times. And on the fourth week, no class. After the fourth week, our 3 friends compete in the triathlon, and they're all exhausted and happy and sweaty and injured or whatever happens to people when they compete in a triathlon. And Pedro, sitting at the dinner table with his wife, tells her about this perfect opportunity. He knows his wife wants to be a little bit more physically active, but has a really brutal schedule working at a hospital, and every other week she is on call and can't really commit to anything. But then on her off weeks, she has plenty of time. And so Pedro mentions that there's a great yoga class in this garden with a beautiful fountain, and the class happens every other week. Perfect for her schedule. Lisa, that same morning, is making a bag lunch for her teenage daughter going to high school, and knows that her daughter wants to become more centered and wants to try to be more focused about things in her life. And so mentions to her daughter that it looks like there's a really great yoga class that happens every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in this beautiful garden with a fountain. And it seems like it would be very relaxing, very centering, and recommends that her daughter go check it out. Cliff, on this same day, is fast asleep even at noon, because the night before he was up until about 4 a.m. in his basement doing his favorite thing, research. And the research was centered around something that Cliff had heard about a few weeks ago, something called numerology. And so what he did was he tried to remember the days of the month that he saw the yoga class in attendance, and he started adding some of those numbers up. Some of the numbers he would subtract, then sometimes he would sort of take random numbers and use those as multipliers. And then at around 3:30 a.m. he erased all of that and then just wrote 666 and realized that he had discovered that the yoga class was intending to take over the world and possess it with demonic evil. So he sent an emergency memo out to his group, the Secret Society of Paranoid Crybaby Conspiracy Theorists with Guns, saying that it was time and all of their waiting was not in vain, and that they needed to mobilize immediately against this pending threat. Phew, thank God for alert citizens like Cliff. So that's the thought experiment. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.